have it. All right, guys. So, bam, good news, good news. Um, we originally had these 30 minutes, right? These 30-minute crossovers to begin with to simplify trading, and it happens every single day. So, a few things. We'll start with that. So, we made the 30-minute, well, I made the 30-minute crossovers alertable. So now every single time that it happens, an alert can go off. And the way you do that is you come over here, come to your 1.5, you add an alert to 1.5, and come over here, and it's the price cross, right? So it could be no matter which way it cross, it's just going to set an alert. Hey, it's crossing. That means it's game time. Or you can have an up or a down, right? I would say probably do, any direction, or you can have, however you want to have it there, but any direction, hey, look, I can come to it. And I know that something's happening. And then you can glance at it and see what's up. So as soon as you press this price cross alert, whatever chart that you're on, it's going to go off of that line, that black line. So interval is the same as chart, once per bar, and then there it is, right? There we go. So that's that. And that could be, web hooked as well. So that's cool. Okay. And if we want to look, if you weren't here when we were doing that, then let's look at 0830. Usually 830 is going to take off, and then at the same time, it usually pulls back again at 930. There's another shot and really goes. So either way, between 830 and 930, something's going to happen, right? So that's here and that's here. Perfect. That was today, yesterday, right? Background blue. Here we go. 8 o'clock. There it is. And then they even crossed back through again over here and gave another shot. Came with a buy up at the same time. So that's two. Next, this one happened a little bit earlier, right? 8 o'clock. Again, between 8 o'clock, 8:30, see what's happening. So this is literally every day. And if you only did this, you would be profitable as a trader. Right? We don't even have to go too much further. Red, red, guess what? Here it is, the crossover and the sell and all of that put together. What happened? 9:30. All right, 7 o'clock. We're not looking for buys in here. That's your sell. Gone. Next day, Friday was not a trading day. Let's look at Thursday. Thursday looked like this. It happened at 5 in the morning, early here, and it's always hiding behind this cell. So if there's a cell there, it's just hiding behind it. So it probably would have said it a little bit earlier. If we rewind it, we can just take a look, see what it kind of looked like. There it is. Oh, it's fast. Okay, super fast. Let's put it to the 1 minute. Let's go back to it. So I just want to show you that a lot of times it's hiding behind this cell. Let's do 5 times, 5 minutes at a time. There's your cross through to the top. You're not looking for that really. And as you see, right, pretty fast, but it's a bag though. But that's again at 5 o'clock, which is not when we're at the charts anyway. So let's look at when we are at the charts and how it plays out. This is 8 o'clock. It's already far and gone. Just that right there. So that is 200 ticks, right? So it's good. That's working out beautifully. It happens as soon as that line is happening. But so at least you know when it's game time, right? If we're going back to this as well, you can see this every single day, right? So we know every single day this is happening. It's pretty good. So that's first. Secondly, right? I know you guys saw the rest of this. So if we come back here, let's look at the five. The five has been cooking crazy as well, right? Five has been cooking crazy every day, every day, every day, every day. So with the five, we're not really looking for the crossovers with the five. We're looking for just sales, right? Buys and sells. But the crossovers help too, right? So let's look at 8 o'clock here. This is for your scalping, right? Scalping. It's a lot of stuff in here, right? So the good news about the five is that it's going to be set up like this. But what has happened with this chart, it's never been lined up the way that I've had it before in the videos that we saw because it was on the wrinkle side. So since it was on the wrinkle side, these never operated the way that we intended them to operate. So what I'll do right here is, let's do this. I'm going to put this down a little further so we can go second by second. Let's do 5 seconds at a time. The way you do that is in another window over here, you just put a very low time frame and you put regular candles on it. And when you do that, everything else will be rewinding off of that. And you click this, open it up, and now we can see. Okay, so then that opens up. Generally, it'll open up a lower time frame to rewind from. So let me hide this. Let's go back to rewind. Let's go back to the 16th. See if we can go back that far with this little time frame. See how it's 5 seconds now. That's how that works. Um, so here we go. So now this will be cooking a lot smoother, like it's intended to. Right? This is 5 seconds at a time. You see how we're down, and you can expect that to push down, just like it did right there. Right? Again, this is 5 times faster than what the regular market does, but then you have everything else sitting right here as well. So all we want is to do the obvious moves. Right? The obvious moves. We don't want to do it when it's half and half. We just want to do it when it's, you know, fully going in one direction. Whatever. I'm working on seeing if I can make an alert for that too. That'll be dope. But at least you have the whole entire, market right in front of you right here. And as you can see, everything is down right there and it shoots down. Cool. So that's good. So now that's cooking the way that it's supposed to, right? And if we were in the trading room where you did have the watch list, you can say this is choppy and you want to move over to a NQ because it's clean, you can head over there. And then ES is here too. So now you can know exactly what's going on just at a glance, which is great. Okay. Now these fives have been cooking amazingly. So 8:30 to 10:30, I would say 9:30, 9:30 to 10:30. But usually it starts earlier. You know what I mean? 8:30. Something's happening. But even if you just took these fives, that's perfect. So even if you just took these fives and then you had this backing you up at the same time, and you're finding the lowest point to get into these, you're not gonna have a bad time trading. Right? As you can see, everything's looking pretty good there. Buy comes off, everything is up. This is There's your push. This is 9:25. This is 9:30. You can expect it to go crazy at 9:30, which it did. Right, comes right back up. Press up, and it pushes. Right, so that's really, 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 really clean. It's hitting these levels. It's doing this thing. Perfect. So that's good, and now that's operating the way that it needs to. Okay, same thing with this, pushing and everything of the sort. Perfect. Now, what I'm also excited about is I know that these bricks were a lot, right? There's a lot of decision to make. There's always a ton of decisions to make, and a lot is usually going on with those, right? And then what you're seeing in here also are the candles being in trend form. So basically, these candles are lined up and colored based on this. So that's the other thing. I just put them in trend form. So when this does cross over, if it's consolidating, it looks like this, right? Low hollow and everything. And then when it does cross over and begins to push, then it's looking like this, right? So this is a buying candle, like buying back, but we know that we're in a sell mode, so we're just looking for the sells, and that makes it a lot easier as well, right? So blue with blue, blue is pushing. The ghost ones are kind of consolidating, right? So that's even more confirmation, right? So we have this confirmation. This is good all by itself. We have these buys and sells. These are good all by themselves, right? Crossovers are letting you know a little bit earlier. If we're in consolidation, you have some ways to get through there. Um, and then also, if you want to just keep it light, again, come back to the 30. If we're looking at NQ, it's going to be doing the same thing. If we're looking at ES, it's going to be doing the same thing. You want to keep it super light, come back to the 30 and grab your crossovers from the 30. Here, 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 right? Very, very simple. Now, what I did with so that's perfect. That's great. So that's really clean. Now, what I also did was with these bricks, right? Since it was a lot of noise, it was a lot of noise. What I did with these is great as well. I just made them bigger. I made them a lot bigger. So each brick is now 25 pips instead of just the one. I mean the five. So I want this to be, here we go. So now what we're looking at is real structure, like real strong structure. And the way that you would come to the computer on a daily basis is we can't rewind this. So I can actually make this back to two. Can't rewind it. But this is what's going to keep us out of consolidation, right? So the way that it comes and keeps you out of consolidation is since it's 25 pips per brick now, or ticks per brick, now if we come into a day, we're looking at the background and we're saying, okay, which way is the market going, right? Let me see if I can. And I also added one more thing. See if it's here already. That's not it. I ended up adding a 200 SMA. So right here, obviously, we crossed over to 200 from red to blue, but I'm going to put a visible one there as well. It's going to be white. So I'm putting that inside the indicator that you already have. But this is what you do, literally. As a matter of fact, in the meantime, what I'll do is put one on here. I already put it in the indicator, but it hasn't updated yet. So 200 SMA. Second moving average. Already embedded it inside. Let's see if I could just take one of these. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. And we'll have this as, so it'll look like this. It's nice and thick. Cool. So it'll look like this, right? As we see from the hour time frame. It's from the hour time frame. Okay. All right. Well, I put it in there already. But basically, this is where that will be. It'll be crossing over here. Keep going up. So, but based on the background, you know which way the market is trying to go. So to go and flow with the market, you see how this is 8:30. We're in blue. We're looking for buys. To simplify the day, we're looking for all evidence to get into buys, right? So 8:30, this happens, and if we measure this, then we got here's 25. So each one of these is 25, right? So what did it do? It peeled back, touched that, and then what happened on this side at the same time, your buys are coming off, right? So your buys are coming off, you know your structure, you know you're trying to get your 25. So getting one brick is giving you 25, right? Ticks. Here is your arrow that you know that we crossed back over right in here. So it'll let you know here. And you got, you know, 75 pips. That's 282 ticks, right? So this is off pips, but it's giving you the entire market structure. So now it's very, very clear, what the day should be looking like. We're in a sell trend here, right? But obviously we're buying. Here's your pressure going on right here. If we're looking over at the other side, we're looking for buying, even though we're in a sell trend because it's going back up to the 200. It's reversing, right? It's reversing and going back to 200. It was correcting on this day. So what do we have? We have buy, 8:30, buy, buy, buy. This was all on Tuesday, right? But if we're looking at straight structure, hey, look, we're pressing, we're buying. Let's find the lowest possible part to get into these buys, right? And that's what we have here. Cool. Look at the next day. What is the trend? What are we doing? We are selling. Great. We came through over here, started up 9, here's 722, 724, here's 934. So you see this big difference between here and here? This is 2 hours. So there's a lot of consolidation in here, right? All the way until 9:30 started and it peeled up, right? It peeled up and then started doing this thing, right? So if we get in somewhere around here, then we know that we're in for a nice little sell-off. We're going with the market. At the same time that this is happening, you see, This is what's happening. It jumped up here. Guess what? It came back down right here. And you see how this is, these coincide with each other. Get this out the way. These coincide with each other beautifully. So again, if we only just take some cells, if we just take some cells, signals, we're fine. No problem. If I rewind this, guess what? 8:30, 9 o'clock. I wish I could rewind the bricks, but the wrinkle, but it's tough. You can't, right? What does it look like? It looks like this. Find the highest place to actually get into these cells. There we go. And we are going, right? Beautiful. So if we measure that, probably set it like right here somewhere, and then brought you all the way down to here. So that's 818 ticks, right? Come back to the next day. What does it look like? We are in a sell trend. We start the day. So we're looking for some sell activity. We're pressing right here, pressing right here. What did it do? It peeled up behind here and then shot down. It shot its way down. It peeled up here again and did what? It shot its way down. So now you can be more confident because you have the entire market structure right in front of you, right? So the 200 was here, right? Got into the 200, came back out of the 200 here. This is 8:45 a.m. Came back to the sell side of the 200 and here, and again, 8:45. What did it do? It peeled up and began to sell. Each one of these bricks again is 25 pips or 100 ticks. It's 100 ticks. And if you want to get a nice clean entry, then you have this 5 minute over here doing this thing. And at the same time, you would have this wrinkle down here doing its thing. Not the wrinkle, but the retail trader market maker doing its thing, right? And then you have the candles telling you, what side of the trend you're on. So red with red, blue with blue. Very, 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 very simple and easy on the eyes. Less decisions, less everything. Just let's get in with the trend and keep that thing moving. And you see how it plays with this perfectly. You can also get the alerts on this, right? 4:45 in the morning, you're probably not up, but if you are, you got an alert. Hey, look, something's happening, and you can kind of see what's going on, and then find a nice little place to get into it, right? I wouldn't recommend that. No, 4 in the morning, probably not. 8:45, yeah, pull back and drop off. Perfect. Pull back up, you probably get an alert right here. Something's gonna happen right here, but at least you can see what's going on and know what direction you're trying to do it. One flow is pulling up right here. That's why you see this. You see it's pressure. We're on the sell side of that. So what are we looking for? The sell side of this. What do we see over here? It's playing with this line again. It's giving nice little places for you to really snuggle into for that, right? So you would set the alert the exact same way for this, and you would have seen one, two alerts for all of that. And then the bottom of it, catching the bottom of stuff too. Straight market structure though. Look where that is. This is 30. This is 30 minute, right? But if we're really dealing, we're on the 5 minute over here to really tighten up these entries. Really tighten up these entries. So overall market structure, and then you tighten up the entries right over here. Um, questions? Anything over there question wise? This is what you would have seen. Here's your cross, and then you know, just letting you know what's happening here. That's plenty of opportunity the other way. So those are the updates. You want to have the market structure, what's really happening. If it's not going anywhere, it's not making a new break. We're blue, we're looking for buys. Here it is. Here's your buy. And you are living. 845 in there. The green dot is kind of serving very similarly, and the red dot is serving very similarly. So even with these small moves, like you're really getting your 20 ticks out of there. And you're really, really snuggling into some real nice entries messing with this five. But if you did nothing else but just take these fives, you would be absolutely fine, right? But now you can visibly be comfortable and confident now that this chart is doing this thing as well. See how it's doing that? It's giving you all ample, evidence of what's happening. Here, this was that sell, down, came back. Here's this crossover, right? So there's plenty of stuff inside of there. Yeah, yeah. I would say these let them be solid colors. Make it be obvious because every single day at a certain point it's going to be extremely obvious, right? So we never really have to rush anything. We never really have to do any of the stuff, right? We never really have to dive into something if we really don't know what's happening. And again, this is a minute at a time, and it's like 5 times that. So that's what 60 times five. That's 300 times as fast as what it'll be doing on a regular basis. But every single day is going to give something like that to where it's just obvious as ever. And usually that's happening around the time where this is crossing over this. Usually that's happening when something like that is happening, right? Come back to here. What is this looking like? We're looking for buys, so right? This is right on the 200. During this time, again, if you're just taking the sales, this box and everything's just giving you way more confirmation. This is 855. This is 905. And look what these are telling you when it starts going. The whole thing is down. It's telling you we're pressing. And even that small move, guess what? That's 100 and some odd ticks, 200 ticks. Just that right there, right? 200 some odd ticks. And then it gave it to you again then. So I would say just wait until it's completely painfully obvious what's happening. Again, we have the market structure in here. We're blue, so we're looking for buys. Here's 830. Here's a green dot. Here's an arrow. What are we looking at? This is April 14th. Let's go to April 14th. And this is what that looked like. What is April 11th? So let's go to April 14th. 13th. Yeah, this is 2 in the morning. But April 14th, what we're looking at, 9:27 is here, 9:24, 9:16, 8:30, 8:30, 8:13. So 8:30, there's your buy. There's another one over here at 10:02. If we're just going with the market flow, right? Then it switches over here. Hey, look, something's happening. When we say that, guess what we do? We look over here, and what was happening? This huge sell right there. That was this one. And where did it come off? You see how that just coincides? Look to the left, it just coincides with it. So you would have gotten an alert. Then the sell would have came off, and then that crazy drop just happened. Then we're coming back up, and what happens again? Another crazy drop. But what happened? You got an alert on the other side that something's happening over here. 11:04. What happens here? That's the same thing. That's no, they coincide beautifully. Then you got these three cells. Perfect. And that takes you all the way down there. Cool. So that's the updates. Okay. So we got the candles that follow the trend that are this, right? Even if I took this off, you got the candles that are that color. So you know when it's crossing over. You got the crossovers to go along with it. You have market structure. If we look at pure market structure, then every single day it's doing what it needs to do. This day, crossed over to 200, 10:17 a.m. This is 8:50. This is 8:47. Again, something's happening at 8:30, 8:45, 8:34, 8:34. So peel down and then pull back up, right? And again, even one brick is 117. So just get an alert when something's happening. Hey, something's happening, and usually it's happening. So that's what that is, right? If we're looking for the cells over here, right? Even if you got to, I don't know, it's letting you know what's happening down here. So it's keeping you kind of in line. Cross back over on this side, great. This is playing around the 200, which is a dangerous place to play around. It's back and forth, trying to decide which way it's going, but you're eating both ways. You're eating both ways. Right? Even if you get tied up here, your stop loss is, guess what? The black line. Just go with the flow of it. So that's it. Those two together are amazing. What's the structure? What's happening? And it's usually not a indecisive day like that either. What's going on? What's happening? Which way are we going? It's giving me some really, really nice entries. What's that? 1043, 951, 930. Probably be done for the day over here. 930, 830, 9 o'clock. You out of there. Out of there. So that's it. Those are the updates. Remember, you can set those alerts right on this Renko chart. It's gonna be called Fan Flow, and I'll drop that for you guys. And it's just a side by side. If it's on the phone, then it's just top and bottom, the same way the other ones are. But this is really, really pure market structure though, along with the levels. The levels are gonna be in here as well. Yeah, 842. Now we're just looking for buys all the way through there. 930, back and forth. So that's what you would do. And that paired with the other side, which is you already know the win rate of these 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes. That give you everything that you need to go along with this. And I might take this out visibly because you really don't, now that the candles are kind of look like this. Right. What side are we on? All right, let's line it up. And that'll be that. Yep, yep. All right. So safe, enjoy. The other piece that's coming is I did make these 5 minutes inside of MT5, which is great. So soon I will be allowing people to test out if they're doing Forex, I believe, just Forex. It'll be just a take profit, pull up and take profit because the win rate for these is crazy. And if it's automatically entering it into them, then all you have to do is show up and take profit. And that's it. Show up to the screen and take profit every day. Right? A couple times and then shut it down. Especially around that 8:30, 10:30. Something's gonna shake. It's gonna put you in profit. I haven't figured out how to do that for uh futures yet, right? But Forex is it's lit. It's already good. So I'll get with y'all soon. Let me know if anything, and we'll go from there. Bye. Give you a sneak peek what it looks like. Give you guys a sneak peek of what it looks like. So inside of here, we just start this thing up. It's literally gonna be giving you the exact same entries as the other side. Let's see. As you can see, I'm messing with these TPs, but if I go back, I'll actually bring it out after I actually do the set files. So right now I've been messing with some other things with it. Let's see. Set the time, have our automatic entries. I made all the entries the exact same as the ones in the Telegram and Trading View. And then semi-auto is where you can set your own entries. You can make your own entries, and it's just going to automatically, manage them. So the stop losses, take profit, risk percentage is in there, trailing, all right, break even, all of that stuff is inside of here. And then you have the levels for the take profit levels. So it's a overpowered tool right now. It's really just about, you know, allowing people to have access to it. We got subsequent entries. So if you enter the first time and then, every single minute that it's going the right way, if it's in drawdown, then it's just going to keep on adding for you up to a certain amount. And then, you know, most of those are going to go right into profit. And then you just, literally sit there and take profit over and over and over again. So that kind of gives somebody discretion on, hey, look, this looks really strong. Again, it's the exact same as the trading view. So you'll have that in front of you. You'll have that table in front of you with the retail trader market maker knowing, man, this is pretty strong right now. I'm going to hold it a little longer. So having that discretion is beautiful. And if you're constantly just getting these entries throughout the day, then that's perfect. I can have it set off at a certain time. So again, that 8 o'clock till 11:30 or 10:30 or whatever, that'll be that. And it can be done on multiple different ones at the same time as a drag and drop. So that'll be next. And you can use any time frame that you want. So if you want to swing trade it and you want to see this thing on the hour, it looks amazing on the hour. And I back tested, people like Tory Trades and a lot of these people that are getting these, great entries and stuff like that. I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, this is really firing off and giving you the exact same entries as they are charting up and figuring out. Right? So you see what it's been for the last few, just on the hour side. It's, it's pretty crazy. Uh, that's just that. So that'll be that. That's NQ. All of that is MT5, so that's you know Nasdaq and US 30, ES, and everything of the sort. But kind of see what that would be looking like. Pretty clean. Can't see the scene. Just okay. My bad. Let me stop the share. Start the share. Let's go into 5. There we go. So it lets you do auto and semi-auto. So if you want to just, take your own trades and then have it manage it, it can. So you just change that to semi-auto or automatic. Automatic is the trading view entries. And then you choose the time frame that you want the entries to come from. And then you also can block off, what times those trades are from. I'm gonna give set files as well. Set files are just basically a drag and drop to make all the settings there that are optimal. Um, Risk management, you can enable that. How much of your account do you want to risk? Right. So you say I only want to risk 5% of my account. And then regardless of what, if it hits that 5%, it'll take everything out. Uh, Smart lot size, maximum lot size. If you have multiple entries, you can say, hey, look, the max lot size that I want to use or see on my thing is 10 at any time. Pips, take profit stop loss. You can have that on or off, right? Trailing, that's already in there. If you want to have it close all the trades at a certain equity, say I want to gain 1.5% per day. You turn that on, make this true, and then at 1.5%, it'll just take out all the trades and pause trading for the day. So regardless of what's going on, it'll do that. Then we got primary time frame. So this is like the 5-minute entries coming in. And the subsequent time frame is like, hey, look, if it is going in the right direction, a bullish candle comes on the 1 minute, then it's just going to add an entry. Right? You know how those signals come off and then sometimes it pulls back before it goes. This allows you to scale in perfectly with it. Right? If you have this on true, then drawdown only. So it's not going to add when it goes past the entry. It's just going to add if it's in drawdown, allowing you to kind of scale into that and hit a spider web instead of just, putting everything on the first entry, right? Scale out, at a certain number of pips, you could take certain percentages. So you can add that true or false. Um, a timer, right? Hey, look, I want to add an entry every 3 seconds. I want to add an entry every 15 seconds, right? So say a 5 minute goes off and then every 15 seconds it adds an entry, blah, blah, blah. And you just take profit. That's what you saw in that other video. It was just on 3 seconds and it was flying in there, right? Flying up in profit over and over again. So this is like just overpowered and everything is in here. So this is sitting here. And even if you just had it just, doing the entries from TradingView and taking profit on a regular basis, perfect. That's your whole trading. All right. Just show up at the time and take the money over and over again. So that's where it's at. It's already done. Just need to protect it up and go from there. So it's overpowered. It's highly unnecessary for somebody to be profitable, but you know, sky's the limit with that for sure. And as you can see, I got a ton of other ones just sitting right here, ready to go. So I'm probably just gonna put out that first version, keep it super light, and then let you guys rock with it in the next few. Cool. So that's it, man. Just I'll get with y'all soon, and man, it's only up from here. So I'll shoot over the layouts, let you guys practice with it, and then go from there. So talk soon. Live trading. Cool. So maybe that's the trading room. We want to do the trading room. That's cool. Uh, Be a Zoom or something like that. Do a Zoom and then have the trading room going, and then have this just sitting here flowing, but everybody be looking at the same thing. used to have that going. But I don't know. I'm thinking about putting that back together. Trading room looks like, you already know what it looks like. It looks like this. So, signals popping off and then sounds going off, and then, you're just taking a nice low risk and kind of flowing with the market in that way. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about putting that back together for sure. All right. But I'll get with you guys soon.